Welcome to the Healthy Lifestyle Show podcast. Our podcast is all about eating healthy, being active, and living a healthy lifestyle. We believe living healthy should be easy. That's why we have a free ebook at healthylifestyleformula.com, which can help you start your healthy lifestyle journey in easy-to-follow steps. Let's jump into this week's podcast topic and welcome our guest. Welcome, Jay. It's good to have you back here. We haven't seen you for a while.
Thank you, Chris. It's good to be back, first of all. I want to say hello to everybody here on the video podcast. So if you're watching, this is Jay Arthur and Chris is Scott. And you might be seeing something here that, we have a new host. Her name is Chris Scott, as I said. And we used to have Bonnie Iris in the past, but Bonnie is pursuing some other projects nowadays. So because of that, we have a new host here. And also you're going to see here that we have a new format. And I'm going to share a little bit more what happened as when, Bonnie took another project and we had a gap. So in the past, we used to have a variety of guests coming to our podcast and sharing everything over here, their passion, their knowledge, their expertise, everything over here. And when Bonnie left, we said, it's time to go back to our audience and ask them, what do they really want? Mm-hmm. Do they want my kind of raw information, that actionable, easy to follow stuff, what I do normally share? Or you want all that, big ideas from the experts? Overwhelmingly, I would say the response was everybody wanted that let's switch to this. The normal where I do share a variety of, I would say, rustic, practical knowledge, which is because of my background, just so you know, Chris, I think you have heard my story. I come from the Himalayan background. Yeah. So entire my upbringing, my childhood, up to high school was in those mountains. And because of that, I picked up a lot in my life. And I love to share all of that. So I think people loved it, that kind of information, that kind of storytelling. Yep. And that's the reason why I'm back. So I'm really happy, just so you know, and I want to convey that feeling to all our viewers and listeners. Yeah. That it's good to be back, and I would be a constant theme here until we make any change in our podcast. Excellent. In future. Okay,
great.
So I'm sure you want to know what are we going to do, right?
Yes.
Okay, so based on that survey, the feedback was that let's have some kind of a theme going on things like, how do we eat healthy? Yeah. Eating has become, or like those foods, variety of foods, yeah, is I would say 80 to 90%. That was the maximum demand from everybody. Everybody said that, and I had shared about this in one of our podcasts, and I don't remember which one, but where I said that if we can fix only our eating habits, yeah, then I think 80% of our health issues can be managed better. And people loved that. And they said, I agree, but let's, can you keep sharing more and more information on this? And I said, sure, I would do my best and I would share whatever I know. So based on that and keeping everything in mind, I want to share the kind of interesting topic I have come up with. It's not based on coming from my brain. Yeah. It's coming from a real, actual incident I had few weeks back.
Okay.
So I don't like to go to many fast food joints. I think you know that because I love eating healthy foods. Yeah. But I have made it almost like a mission that I can make any kind of fast food as a healthy food. Okay. And I'm sure at some point of time people would like to know about that, and I would share that in future. Yeah. So this series is not on that, so just so you know, it would be coming later on. Yeah. This series is about some of these seniors I met in that fast food joint. And I go and meet them quite often.
Yeah.
Because I love to talk to them and I love to entertain them and I love to help them. And I even go to the seniors home and those kind of places. It's part of my volunteering and part of my having fun with all those people where I can share my knowledge and help them out. So these guys were taking coffee in a fast food joint, because I'm sure you know some fast food joints have become a kind of a go-to place for seniors because they get cheap coffee and some other cheap stuff.
Absolutely. It's a good place to gather too.
Absolutely. So they all were there, and then as I went there, we were talking, and they say, you know what, Jay, you love to talk about all of this stuff. And as a senior, the biggest challenge is I don't have enough money.
Yeah.
And so what if you share your perspective how to eat healthy on a tight budget? And I said, wow, that's an interesting topic. Maybe I can take it and I can share that not only for the benefit of those seniors, but also for the benefit of students, because that's the same problem they have.
Absolutely.
And millions of those people who have tight budget.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are many people who have extremely tight budget or low budget.
Oh, yeah.
Or they don't have enough money and they are trying to still eat healthy.
Yeah.
So just so you know, I didn't make up this whole topic or the series. So the series is going to be the art of eating healthy on a tight budget. Do you like that, kind of a title?
I do.
Thank you.
Very descriptive.
Yeah, and actually I came about this while talking to seniors, and one of the seniors said, you always talk about the art of something. So how about this?
Yeah.
So we say, okay, let's do that. And so I want to say thank you very much to all my seniors friends. If you're watching, just so you know, I listen to you, and here I am sharing some of that with you. So in this podcast, I'm just going to share what's coming in this series, a little bit about the intro, and the real information would start coming from the second podcast. Because we have to keep our podcast short and not too long. So that's the reason why I thought this can be just the intro podcast as we are coming back.
Yeah.
So this explains, first of all, why this topic. Okay? So that's number one. Number two is I'm going to cover this podcast topic in 5 episodes. This being the first one, there will be 4 more episodes in this series. The second one I just have here, can you eat healthy on a tight budget? That's the second episode.
Yeah.
So we because that was a question asked by my friends.
Yeah.
I need to answer to them, and then I need to answer to many of those other people who have the same kind of a question.
Yeah.
The third episode is going to be how to eat healthy on a tight budget, part 1 of 2. Why part 1 of 2? Because the how can be challenging, and it does have more meat.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that I cover as much as I can. So I broken down into 2, and I say part 1, which is the episode number 3 on how, and episode number 4 would be on part 2. Which is again how to eat healthy on a tight budget, part 2 of 2. That's how it's going to be. And the last episode, which is episode number 5, is that many people say, hey, that's good, but it's hard to maintain that rhythm. It's hard to maintain that momentum. It's like, you eat healthy for a couple of days and then you start going back to your older habits.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if you've seen this or not. When there is an accident on road and it happens in front of your eyes, you start slowing down after that. You start being more and more cautious while driving because it's fresh in your mind. And as few weeks, whatever, like everybody's different, as it gone, they start going back to their older habits. So the last one is, how do I maintain everything what I have learned? So how to stay healthy on a tight budget. So I want to keep this structure simple. So how does that structure sound?
That sounds pretty good. It sounds pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, I just, it's simple. If you want to learn about how, like there are two episodes on like how to achieve something new.
Yeah.
And the last episode is how to keep healthy afterwards,
Yeah.
keep maintaining the whole thing. And so we already talked about who should be the, audience for this kind of a podcast, but I want to further expand this a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to add your perspective on this because the request came from seniors.
Yeah.
So that's, of course, our audience number one.
Absolutely.
The next audience was, as I talked about, and seniors also say the same thing, that I think students have the same problem.
Oh, yeah. I remember having that problem when I was in college.
Right.
It's so hard.
You never have enough money.
No. Goodness, no. You never have enough money, and none of the healthy foods seem to be affordable. That's
true. I mean, I've been to so many universities, and I always see, like, I love to go to food joints.
Yeah.
And, I always see, there's much more the fast food.
Yeah.
Than the healthiest stuff.
Absolutely.
And as a student, if you eat that every day, I'm sure you may not realize at that time that you're inviting some challenges in future.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's for later.
Yes.
Now, as we were talking about the third, which I think you and we can connect more being here in Calgary.
Yeah.
We had a massive economic challenge in our province, and many people lost the jobs, and many of my personal friends, I know them very well. Yeah. They lost the jobs.
Yeah.
And they had high paying jobs and, good life, and suddenly they couldn't figure it out, like what to do now.
Yeah.
I mean, they could survive on things like EI and their savings and those kind of things, but there's a limit, after that, what to do after that.
Yep.
So they said that, what, stress is killing me. Can you help?
Yeah.
And stress is number one problem in our society as of now for a majority of our health challenges. And the only way you can manage your stress challenges is by eating healthy, keeping your thought process healthy, and keeping the momentum. So it's like exercising healthy and all that. Yeah. That's the only way. Otherwise, you may end up into numerous or variety of health issues.
Yeah.
So I think some of my friends would love what I'm going to share starting from next episode. And another thing which I would do is I would keep sharing some resources, free resources, or that's what the focus would be. But of course, sometimes there are some good resources where there could be some nominal cost, but that nominal cost is better than going to a doctor and paying heavy price afterwards.
Yeah.
So I would keep sharing some of those resources. Now, talking about that, you know about this, that I recently released a brand new book.
Yes, you did.
I wrote that book just because of all of this as we were going through.
Yeah.
And my friend said, hey, I want to know a little bit more about what you have gone through. What kind of challenges you faced. How did you even develop all this, passion for living healthy? So I thought, why not I capture everything?
Yeah.
Put it in a book and share it with everybody. And I think you do remember it's close to 75, 78 pages or something like that.
Yeah, very close there.
Yeah, and so it's pretty comprehensive. It's a storytelling, like from my side, but there are many lessons for everybody.
Yeah.
And people can learn a lot from that book. And it's called, again, Art of Living Healthy. It's again that that word is there.
Yeah.
So Art of Living Healthy with the Healthy Lifestyle Secret Formula. So I'm sharing that secret formula over there in that book.
Yeah.
And the best part is we're talking about free resources.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's
free.
Free. So Why don't you talk about how, if these guys want that book? You have read that book.
Yes, I have.
Do you have anything to add on that book?
I really liked it. I thought it was a lot of really good information. Especially, I guess, just changing how you take in your food and, I guess, water every day. Because one of the things that I hadn't really thought of was the temperature of my water. It is actually much nicer to drink, I guess, not necessarily room temperature water, but not something that's ice cold either. Which I didn't realize was healthier for you, but I actually know a lot of people that prefer to drink it that way.
That's right. I think I had shared, and I can share that again. When I went to China, now this is a couple of years back, when we were setting up our business in China, we were looking for the team and the office and everything over there. And so I had to go over there. Now, for me, that was the first time I'd been there. And I was shocked when I couldn't get even the, I would say, a water bottle. Because, which is like cold water bottle, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
It was hot, real good summer.
Yeah.
And I was traveling all over the places over there, and I couldn't get any kind of cold water over there. And I was explained that culturally they never take any kind of cold water.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason being because our body is designed to handle anything which is at the room temperature or warmer.
Oh.
And as soon as you as you put some cold water inside your body,
Mm-hmm.
Our body needs more hard work to manage that, because that whole acid, what's there inside the stomach, that works the best at certain temperature. And that certain temperature is basically either a little bit warm or room temperature,
Yeah.
So that's why culturally they don't take the soft drinks and, the cold soft drinks and all that. You hardly see any of that stuff over there. I was shocked, literally.
Yeah.
With that kind of heat, I said, I need that.
Yeah.
I couldn't get it.
Wow.
I knew about this because coming from Himalayan background, but we never had that kind of extreme because, hey, Himalayas, always cold.
Yeah.
So I never had seen some of this.
Yeah.
So that's how you learn. I mean, you learn a lot from various cultures. So I thought I should share that story over here. So coming back,
yes,
I am excited, just so you know.
Yeah.
I am looking forward to share everything, my rustic raw information with the whole world.
Yeah.
And in the second episode, I would answer that question, which is, can you eat healthy on a tight budget? Yeah. And I'm sure some people must be dying to get that answer because, hey, everybody wants to do that. Yeah. But there are challenges and people say, hey, that's too tough. It's difficult. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And I can assure you ahead of time, there are challenges, but guess what? You can do it.
Yeah.
And we're going to look at all the possible ways how you can do it. With that, I want to say thank you very much for watching this podcast or listening to this podcast, and see you the next time.
Oh, thanks very much, Jay.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again next time. If you want to start your healthy lifestyle journey, don't forget to get your free ebook at healthylifestyleformula.com to start your healthy lifestyle journey in easy to follow steps. This podcast is brought to you by healthylifestylepodcast.com. Welcome to the Healthy Lifestyle Show podcast. Our podcast is all about eating healthy, being active, and living a healthy lifestyle. We believe living healthy should be easy. That's why we have a free ebook at healthylifestyleformula.com, which can help you start your healthy lifestyle journey in easy to follow steps. Let's jump in.